Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to beautiful J.W. Chickasaw Field, home of the Lakeside Rams. This is the 2016 home opener for the Rams. However, the Rams did play last Monday at War Memorial Stadium. The Rams were defeated by 4A Pulaski Robinson 51-28, but look to bounce back tonight. The Rams are led by Coach Coach McBride, who is now in his 7th season at the helm of the Rams and looks to lead the Rams to their 2nd straight conference title. Tonight, the Rams take on the Sylvan Hills Bears. The Bears come into tonight's game 1-0 after defeating 7A Little Rock Catholic 48-34 last week. The Bears defeated the Rams last season in a shootout, 62-54, and the Rams will look for revenge here tonight. Now for a word with our title sponsor. And now we'll bring up my keys to the game for tonight. First and foremost, the Rams need to win at the line of scrimmage. We talked to Coach McBride earlier in the week about that. The Rams need to get a good push on the offensive line and be able to get penetration on the defensive line and be able to stop 6'3" quarterback Jordan Washington, who will be Sylvan Hill's biggest impact player for tonight. Number 2, Lakeside needs to get the crowd involved. The crowd here is very large. Not a whole lot of empty seats here, and it's the home opener. The Rams need to find a way to get this crowd going and get some momentum on their side early. And speaking of early, the Rams need to get off to a good start early. The Rams did not get off to a good start. They did not get off to a good start against Pulaski Robinson. We're quickly down 24-0 in the first quarter, and that kind of lowered the Rams' confidence, and they were never really able to get back into the game. We'll now bring up our offensive starters tonight. Starting at wide receiver for the Rams is going to be seniors Caleb Dean and Keelan Bland, the two that are probably going to have the most impact tonight for the Rams, and then junior Torrin Davis right there below them, followed by sophomore Richard Gaston, the only sophomore skill at the skill positions tonight. Another sophomore, Adrian Macias, will make his debut tonight. God, this is not working. Sophomore Adrian Macias will make his debut tonight at tackle. B.J. Moore, Kyle Mabry, Gunnar Lawless, and Ethan I, all 4 seniors, will complete the other 4 offensive line positions. Senior Trey Couch was lost for the season at War Memorial last week. That is a big loss for the Rams. They are also without starting center Drew Bell, who has a hand injury. Our player spotlight for tonight is Fisher Alexander. Alexander is in his 2nd year leading the Rams behind center. He had 14 touchdowns and 8. God. Dude, this is not going to work. We're going to have to get this to work. He had 14 touchdowns and 8 INTs last year for the Rams and looks to have a big impact here tonight in the home opener. Speaking of this week, we talked to Coach McBride earlier in the week about some keys to getting a victory here tonight, and we also talked about the game last week at War Memorial. And Coach,
the offensive line, there's been some injuries. Trey Couch could be out an extended period of time. How does that affect the overall picture with the offensive line? Are we going to have to move guys around? What's the deal there?
It affects us a lot on offense for sure. Offensive line is kind of the core group of guys that you depend on to build upon, and we're getting a little bit banged up there. Trey's out. Drew Bell could be out. We're shuffling some guys around, maybe to center. Probably starting a sophomore to see us at tackle. So we're moving guys around, but hopefully they'll grow up fast and we'll be able to keep moving forward in our offensive progression.
All right. So last week we saw 2 quarterbacks play, kind of alternated series. Can we expect to see more of that, or what's the deal there?
I think Fisher will get most of the time. I like Taylor as a young guy. He's going to get some reps reps just to kind of get some opportunity to grow. But Fisher's our leader. He's our guy that's going to get the reps. He just needs to continue to grow and lead our team.
All right, so Sylvan Hills, obviously very powerful offense. They scored a lot of points against us last year. They had a really successful week last week. What's the plan in terms of trying to slow them down offensively?
The plan is to try to slow them down for sure. We've got to put pressure on the quarterback. We've got to get kind of in his face and make him uncomfortable. He's a very talented kid, Division I offers, and it's a very, very special football player. But we've got to kind of get in his lap, disrupt him a little bit, knock him off his rhythm, and then tackle as a group.
What is one thing going from last week's game against Robinson to this week that we need to improve on?
I think overall, as you watch the film and as the kids watch the film, it's just overall effort. I think that we understood what we wanted to do. We just kind of got caught looking some. And the speed of the game is fast, and it will continue to be fast. So I think the thing you'll see from us as an improvement will be just overall effort on both sides of the ball, and hopefully that'll lead to less points on the board defensively and more points on the board offensively.
Is there anything specifically looking at game film of Sylvan Hills that maybe we're a little worried about that we definitely need to focus on in terms of being able to stop them, whether it be offensively or defensively?
For us, just getting a good push on the offensive line. We need to be able to get a push and run the ball successfully. Once we do that, we're a lot better of a football team when we can kind of control the line of scrimmage. If they blitz us and play on our side of the field, it makes it so much harder for us.
And we're back. Both teams getting ready to run out here. Captains, we're just at midfield. The coin toss. There's the officials for tonight's game.
Lakeside fans, are you ready for some football? Get on your feet.
Lakeside led by the youngsters here tonight out of the tunnel. Here come the Rams.
Here come your 2016 Lakeside
The kids running off the field. Proud moment for them. They get to lead the Rams onto the field here in the home opener. Crowd is on their feet, at least for the moment. Great atmosphere here tonight. Beautiful weather.
Fans, the Lakeside Alumni Association is selling raffle tickets to support their scholarship program. Tickets are $10 each for a chance to win $1,000. Sales will continue until
I bring in now my partner for the evening, Garrett Garner.
Hi there, Brett.
Basketball game. Your donations are tax deductible.
Garrett, the Rams here, trying to get their first win of the season, and we talked about the atmosphere being great here tonight. You were at school, luau theme for the student section here tonight. How was the atmosphere at school and getting ready for the game today?
Well, you could just see all the people that are in the student section and just representing the Lakeside Rams, dressing out like Hawaiians and stuff, you know. It just shows how much the school really cares about the football team and how bad they want this win tonight.
Hey, you still got your Hawaiian shirt on from today.
Yes, sir.
Lakeside set to receive.
Sylvan Hills right here to kick off.
Lakeside will receive the kick to start the game here. Tito Mendoza has it teed up, and he boots it deep. Taken down there around the 15-yard line by Caleb Dean. He'll head up the right side. Pretty good return. He's brought down at about the 35, and that's where Lakeside will start. Fisher Alexander will bring the offense out onto the field, and Garrett, the Rams need to get off to a good start here.
Yes, sir. They got good field position to start this game off.
Pretty good field position starting at about 36-yard line. We'll take a look here early, Garrett. We'll keep an eye on that offensive line. We know there's been some shuffling there, and we'll see how they fare here early in the game. Alexander out of the shotgun. He's got running back Dupree Swanson to the left of him, and 4 wide here to start. First down, he looks, throws, pass deflected, and incomplete. He's looking for number 83, David Reaganhart, over there on the right sideline.
Switched out by number 2, Richard Gaston.
Gaston will come in for Reaganhart. Wonder if that was a design play for Reaganhart. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Rams. 4 wide again. This time Swanson is behind Alexander. Low snap, and the ball is on the ground. Alexander has to fall on it. And that is going to be a talking point here early, Garrett. We know center Drew Bell is out with an injury. Normal left tackle Kyle Mabry has moved to center, and
Adrian Macias is filled in the position.
yeah, Adrian Macias, the sophomore, moves in at left tackle for Mabry, but Mabry at center, and we already see an issue here with the snap. It was low and to the left of Alexander.
Yeah, that's something that could be a concern.
Something Lakeside definitely needs to get figured out. That is something that they definitely do not need, especially here early. Alexander looks on 3rd and long. He throws it deep for Bland, and he nearly made the catch. A wonderful defensive play over there by number 2, Dalen Farrow.
Pass intended for number 43, Keelan Bland. Broken up on the play by number 2.
Good play over there by Farrow, and Bland nearly made the catch. It was a pretty good throw by Alexander down the left sideline, but the Rams quickly 3 and out, and Philip Gale is on to punt.
Yeah, 4th and 2. That's not what you want to see out of the first set.
Back to return for Sylvan Hills is number 7, Dion Youngblood, and number 17, Fred Mackey.
High snap there.
Punt is good. It's taken by Mackey, and he fair catches it right at the 40-yard line. So we will see senior quarterback Jordan Washington make his way out onto the field for the first time. Washington had a very successful game last year against the Rams and helped them score 62 points offensively. The Rams scored 54, but were not able to slow down Washington enough. Washington does have some size as well, 6'3", 200 pounds.
Brett, let's see how this defense holds up against this amazing Sylvan Hill offense.
Washington brings a man in motion and takes a snap. Throws, pass incomplete. He had a wide open man, Dion Youngblood, and the ball just went right through his hands. He was looking upfield before he made the catch. Ball's incomplete. Lakeside may have caught a break there, Garrett. He looked like he had a lot of room on the right hash.
Yes, sir. That's not a good choice by the Lakeside defense.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for Sylvan Hills. Official timeout here. Number 4, Jamar Porter trots off the field. And number 44, Ty Compton, trots on. Washington again brings a man in motion. It's Youngblood. He takes it on the jet sweep, but is going nowhere. He lost a yard. That was number 45, Landon Muldoon, in there to make the stop for the Rams.
Great job by the Lakeside linebackers there.
And number 30, Zaquan Russell.
Zaquan Russell as well was in there.
Third down and 10 for the Bears.
Third down and long now for the Bears. Washington drops back to throw. He does. Pass is juggled and caught by Youngblood. He's going to be a little bit short. It'll bring up fourth down.
Sylvan Hill's pass complete to number 7, Dion Youngblood. Making the stop for Lakeside.
Jack Henry Hill over there to make the stop.
And number 49, Jack Henry Hill.
Fourth down for Sylvan Hills. Their offense still on the field.
Brings up
Fourth and about 2. Huge opportunity here early for the Rams defensively to make a statement. Washington has 4 wide receivers and a running back behind him. Another man in motion. No, Washington keeps it. He fooled everyone. And he will pick up the first down. However, flags are down. We'll see what the call is.
Brought down by number 15, Dallas Skaggs on the play.
Garrett, he fooled everyone there. I thought he gave it off.
That was a good fake by that quarterback. I heard he had Division I offers from colleges.
Yeah, Jordan Washington, very, very good player. Sylvan Hills switching personnel, and it will be a holding call. So they will now bring on the punt team. So that's going to back him up 10 yards. A break there for Lakeside. Washington picked up the first down, but a holding call has brought it back. Washington will stay in the game. He is the punter for Sylvan Hills. I remember watching him last year. He can boom them. Low snap. It rolls to Washington, and it's blocked. Ben Turner got in there. Washington snags it out of the air, but he's quickly brought down.
What a great play by the defense there, making the punt block right there.
Ben Turner got in there and got a hand on it. Huge momentum builder there for Lakeside.
Yeah, that's going to bring him closer to getting some more confidence out there, getting their morales boosted, so maybe they can get this TD on the offense.
It was a low snap. Washington was able to handle it. Got the punt off, but Turner was quickly in the backfield. Alexander brings the offense back out on the field, and they will start in Sylvan Hills territory at the 31-yard line. Alexander, play action, looks, throws, complete to Carson Muldoon, and the ball is on the ground, and Sylvan Hills says they have it, and they do. So the Rams block the punt, but then give it right back to the Bears on a fumble. Muldoon looked like he was cutting back, and the ball just got knocked right out of his hands.
Yeah, the defense there barely had time for a water break, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the defense right back out onto the field. And they're going to try to do it again. So Washington back out onto the field. The Rams did a pretty nice job containing him on the first possession. But he will get another shot here. Another man in motion. It's Youngblood. He fakes it, keeps it around the left side. Wrapped up and taken down at the 35-yard line. Pickup of about 4.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Sylvan Hills gets tricky with their fake jet sweeps and fake handoffs.
Logan Gower was over there to make the tackle.
Brings up second down for the Bears.
Washington very quick. along with being 6'3", 200 pounds. 2nd down and 6. Washington rolls out, throws complete across the 45-yard line and up to the 46.
Number 3, Dalen Farrow.
That's Dalen Farrow on the with the catch.
Lakeside, number 45.
Landon Muldoon brought him down. 1st down for the Bears. Quick snap and a give to Youngblood. He takes a couple big hits and is brought down at midfield.
That's number 7.
Brandon Chambers and Nathan Brunson combined to make the stop.
Making the stop for Lakeside, number 32. Nate Brunson. And number
Pickup of
21,
about
Brandon
3.
Chambers.
2nd down and 7 for the Bears.
Brings up 2nd down and 7 for Sylvan Hills. Ball spotted on their own 49-yard line.
Washington under pressure. He rolls out. He lost the football, and it's right on the sideline. Lakeside has recovered.
Lakeside's ball. Let's see if the offense can come out here and make a conversion for a touchdown.
It's a fumbling fest here, Garrett.
Yes, sir.
Both teams have now put the ball on the ground. This time Washington loses it on the right sideline. Terrific job by the Rams to fall on that ball. It was quickly on its way out of bounds. Washington just had it loose, carrying it in his right hand, and someone came around and swatted it out.
Let's see how the Lakeside offense can go against this defense for the 2nd time.
Fisher Alexander back out onto the field. Alexander will give it off to Swanson. The first run play of the night, and
That's number 35.
a pretty good run for Dupree, the junior.
Making the stop for the Bears, number 27, Eric Gibbons. Gain of 3 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 7.
2nd and 7 for the Rams.
Pickup of about 3. Alexander looks to the sideline.
Goes for the fake snap. Didn't fall for it.
Moves Davis. Gives it off again to Swanson. He's got room across the 40 and will move the chains down close to the 35.
Number 13 makes the stop for the Bears.
Nice job by Dupree Swanson, making people miss.
That's another Lakeside
6 foot, 185 pounds can do some damage on the defense.
Yeah, we remember Colt Housley and Maurice Bradford from last year. The Rams are
dynamic duo.
used to having this big back in the backfield. Swanson again. Pickup of a couple.
Swanson carrying the ball again for Lakeside. Making the stop for the Bears.
Brought down by
43,
Matthew Molden.
2 defensive linemen on the Bears side switched out,
Down and 8 to go for the Rams.
trying to get some fresh legs in there.
33-yard
2nd down and 8. Rams inside Bear territory here at the 33. Alexander looks, rolls to the left, throws. He's got Bland. Bland dragging defenders.
Takes about 5 of them to take them down.
Drags defenders down to the 26-yard line, close to another Lakeside first down. It will bring up 3rd and short.
Keelan Bland is one big player.
Official timeout.
Officials timeout.
Yeah, to your point, Garrett, the Rams definitely have some size on the offensive side of the ball. Keelan Bland very big. Same with Dupree Swanson. Makes it very difficult for these Bear defenders to bring them down.
Yes, sir, especially on the offensive line. We got 6-foot people that range from like 190 to like 230.
Dean now in motion, moves over to the right. Alexander looks to the left, throws. Bland can't make the catch. Would have been a first down, but Bland couldn't hang on.
Alexander's pass incomplete to number 43, Keelan Bland.
Brings up 4th and 1, and Lakeside bringing in the jumbo package. We saw a lot of this last year with Maurice Bradford and Colt Housley.
Seeing if they can reel in that one extra yard to get the first down.
The Rams now turn over this Wildcat formation to junior Michael James, who takes the snap and runs to the right. Dives forward and picks up the first down. A flag is thrown.
Michael James on the carry for Lakeside.
And a hold on Lakeside. So, second time tonight we've seen
Against Lakeside.
a conversion on 4th down, but a flag brings it back for holding.
Man, think you got all those yards. You've been working real hard for those yards, and a holding flag,
Brings
and
up
then
4th and
you got
11 for Lakeside.
We'll take another look here right quick. James right to the right. It's center Kyle Mabry right there. Grabs on to number 75, Keelan Stanley. Had a whole handful of jersey there, Garner, and that'll bring it back to 4th and 11 here for Lakeside. Alexander's back out on the field.
looks like they're going for it.
Lakeside will spread it out here. 4th and 11.
This will be one critical play for the Lakeside offense.
Reaganhart fakes it. It's a screen pass, but Alexander was under pressure, and he threw it over the head of Swanson.
Fisher Alexander's pass.
And it is incomplete.
Defense is brought back out.
Number 27, Eric Givens, got in there and forced Alexander to throw it quickly, and he sailed it over Swanson. Back out on the field comes Jordan Washington and the Bear offense.
As you can see, Kyle Mabry's getting talking to Coach McBride.
Yeah, Coach McBride talking to him down there.
Not very happy.
1st and 10 at the 35 for the Bears. Youngblood in motion, and a flag is down.
Flag on the play.
Looks like a false start on the Bears.
Yeah, someone moved a little early. And that'll back up the Bears 5 yards.
Looks like a false start called against the Bears. Maximum 5 yards. It'll be first down and 15.
1st and 15 now for Sylvan Hills. Washington drops back to throw. Under pressure. Being chased. Takes a big hit. Throws it downfield, and it is caught by number 21, Jamar Lane. A flag is down again. Holding on Sylvan Hills.
All that yardage brought back.
We'll take another look. Washington takes a big hit from Ben Turner.
Holding will be called against Sylvan Hills. It's 1st and long from their own 20-yard line.
First and 25 now for Sylvan Hills.
That's some yardage to pick up.
Washington again under pressure, sidesteps, throws, complete. Wonderful throw by Washington. Dion Youngblood makes the catch.
Dallas Skaggs looks like he's hurt.
Skaggs is slow to get up. Big play on 1st and 25 for the Bears.
Dallas Skaggs coming off the field. Brought down by number 21, Brandon Chambers.
Washington gives it off. Not much doing there. Jamar Porter on the carry. Gain of about 1. Alex Stewart in there to make the stop. Second down, Washington throws to Youngblood on the right side. Good play made in the backfield.
By number 45, Landon Muldoon.
Landon Muldoon makes the stop.
Landon Muldoon. Loss on the play brings up 3rd down and about 8 to go for the Bears.
3rd down coming up for Sylvan Hills. The Rams need a stop here. Washington fakes it to Youngblood, looks to the left, throws over the head of his intended receiver, Caleb Hughes. Caleb Dean in coverage over there on the right side. Had him blanketed. Seeing Dean play a little bit of defense here tonight, something we didn't see last year, but Dean has made the move and will play some corner tonight. Washington rolls left. Running now. Tripped up, but picks up the 1st down. Landon Muldoon again there to make the stop.
You can see him. Landon Muldoon went to bend down to get him at the legs, and he tried to jump over and it flipped him over.
You could see the mobility of Washington here early. He's taken off a couple times and has hurt the Ram defense. He'll give it off now. Not much doing there.
Quickly stopped by a pack of Rams.
Nothing there. Colton O'Keefe in there as well as Grayson Overton. Washington now on 2nd and 10. Whistles blow. Timeout Bears. So Sylvan Hills wants to talk it over here. On 2nd and 12 and 2:16 to go in the 1st quarter. Now for a word with our title sponsor, Relyance Bank. And we are back. 2:16 to go here in the 1st quarter in Garrett for a game that ended 62-54 last year. We are scoreless here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, we went from a high-scoring team to a low-scoring team because we're out of Colt Housley and Maurice Bradford. We ain't got that powerful offense, but I'll tell you what, our defense is pretty strong tonight.
Defense has been playing well. Another man in motion. Washington running left, takes off again, runs over a defender and is brought down. Logan Gower made the stop.
Stop for the Rams, number 19, Logan Gower. Brings up a third down.
Here's Washington.
As you can see, the defensive line is ready to go. Third and 9 for the Bears.
Washington will throw. Pressured. Steps up in the pocket. Breaks a few tackles and is brought down.
By number 20, Ben Turner.
Turner makes a stop. Fourth down coming up for the Bears.
That brings up fourth down for the Bears.
Big play here for the Rams, trying to stop this Sylvan Hills offense.
4th and 6, looks like the Bears are going for it.
Lakeside with a massive opportunity here.
Let's see if Lakeside can make the stop.
Washington, high snap. Rolling right, chased, throws, got a man, caught. No, he dropped it, incomplete. Great throw on the run by Washington off the hands of his receiver, Jamar Lane, and the Bears turn it over.
What a good opportunity for Lakeside to come back down the field and score a touchdown. Not the best field position, but with that stop right there, I feel like
Washington makes a great throw on the run, just off the hands of Lane. He would have walked into the end zone. So the Ram offense takes over at their own 24, 1st and 10. Alexander gives it off to Swanson. He makes a nice move. Still dragging defenders to the 35-yard line. And he will have another first down.
That's another Lakeside Ram.
First and 10 for Lakeside. Alexander looks, throws, got Bland on the slant, spins around across the 45 to the 46.
what a great play by the offense right there.
Number 2.
Alexander, quick pass, right into the hands of Bland. Good throw, good catch, and a nice pickup on first down to move the chains. And the Rams will head to the sideline. That is the end of the first quarter, and believe it or not, no score. 0-0 at the end of one, and Lakeside's defense has looked really good here tonight, Garner.
Yes, sir. They've been stopping the offense for that powerful quarterback. Stop the running game.
Lakeside's also made a couple key stops on fourth down, and the story of the night as well, penalties. Penalties have been a problem for both teams. We've seen both teams convert on fourth down and be moved back.
You gotta watch
And
what
have
you're
to
doing.
punt.
You gotta watch what you're doing on those fourth downs. Make sure not to mess up. Coach Bradley right there talking to young Adrian Macias.
You bring up Macias. The offensive line has done a nice job so far tonight, with exception to a few penalties.
Yeah. Giving Dupree Swanson great holes to run through, gaining about 2 first downs this first quarter.
Swanson has been able to run the ball pretty well here tonight. The Rams still looking to get it going in the passing game. Caleb Dean still being held without a catch. We talked about Dean a little bit earlier. Dean is going to be a guy that will see double teamed a lot of the time, as he is very, very talented and is the Rams' leading receiver from last year coming into this year.
Lakeside Rams with the first play on offense to start this second quarter.
Alexander spreads it out. Dean here, man coverage at the bottom. Alexander looks to the right, throws, there's Dean. Catch across the 45-yard line, and another first down.
That's Caleb Dean's first completion for the Lakeside Rams tonight.
Sylvan Hill's playing off of these Ram receivers, opening up the slant patterns and crossing patterns over the middle of the field. Alexander gives it off to Swanson. He's got room, and he has a nice gain on first down.
Number 19 jumping over the offense, just going to tackle Dupree Swanson.
Ty Compton brought him down. Gain of 5 on first down, 2nd and 5 for Lakeside.
Dupree Swanson, just a great junior running back for the Lakeside Rams.
Alexander looks, he wants to throw deep. He's got sophomore Richard Gaston, but it floats out of bounds. Gaston had a step on his defender, Fred Mackey, on the right sideline. Alexander just floated it a little bit, and it went out of bounds around the 10-yard line. 3rd and 5 coming up after the incompletion. Alexander on 3rd and 5, looks, throws, and a flag is thrown as Dean takes a big hit over the middle.
I'm gonna have to guess that flag was on number 18 of Sylvan Hills, standing over the wide receiver Caleb Dean as he got hit and dropped the pass.
Maybe some helmet-to-helmet contact there.
Yeah.
And it will be targeting on Sylvan Hills. We'll take a look. It's a big hit on Dean across the middle. Alexander did a nice job to fit it in to a tight spot.
First down Lakeside. I'll tell you what, Brett. The defense has been doing good against our offense, and our defense has been doing good against their offense. Just great effort on both sides of the ball.
Lakeside moving in to the red zone here, just outside at the 25-yard line right now. 1st and 10 after the personal foul penalty. Alexander gives it to Swanson. He's got room, running inside the 15, still on his feet. Down to about the 13-yard line. 1st down Lakeside.
Dupree Swanson is just such a talented back. As you can see, he just juked out 2 defenders just to get 2 others, but it brought him down. Got a first down for that Lakeside offense.
And Garrett, I'll tell you, he had a lot of room on the left side. Credit the offensive line for that.
Yes, sir.
We'll take another look at the run by Swanson. Plenty of room in the open field. Sheds a couple tacklers. In fact, a couple of Sylvan Hills defenders trip over each other, and Eric Givens finally makes a stop. 1st and 10 Lakeside. Timeout Rams.
Lakeside called for a timeout, their first timeout of the half.
So the Rams want to talk it over here before their first play in the red zone here tonight at the bare 13-yard line.
And was realized in the formation of the Lakeside Youth Football League in 2011. celebrating its 5th year.
Now for a word from our title sponsor, Relyance Bank.
Lakeside Youth Football Association continues to teach sports.
We're back live. Lakeside has it 1st and 10 at the Sylvan Hills 13-yard line, looking to put the first points up on the board of the night. Alexander has Swanson behind him. He looks to the right, throws. Dean in the back of the end zone, makes the catch, taps his feet, and is in for the touchdown. Touchdown Lakeside, the first of the year here at J.W. Chick Austin Field, and it is a good one. Alexander to Dean, and the Rams take the lead.
What a nice corner catch by Dean there, making the first touchdown of the night.
Philip Gale on for the extra point. Dean will hold it. Nearly blocked off the left edge, but it is through and good. Lakeside takes the lead here with 10:14 to go in the half, 7-0 over the Bears. Let's take another look at the touchdown play. Alexander rolls to the right, throws it up for Dean.
Beat the defender
Makes
there.
a nice catch in the end zone. Gets his feet down. And he's in.
I'll tell you what, if y'all could see our student section when that touchdown happened, they were just ecstatic. Just ready for Lakeside to make a stop to the Sylvan Hills.
Philip Gale getting ready to kick off.
Don't forget, parents, you can order professional game event pictures and see an athlete, band member, or Ram fan. Courtesy of Lloyd North and Keith Bradshaw, our volunteer photographers. Log on to lakeside-rams.com.
Philip Gale here to tee off.
Lakeside set to kick off.
Gale has it teed up.
Lady Philip Gale is the kicker.
Back to return for Sylvan Hills is number 7, Dion Youngblood, and number 17, Fred Mackey. It's pooched over to the left side and out of bounds. The flag comes down. Gale tried to pooch kick it over there to the left, and it went out of bounds. Philip Gale taking over the kicking duties from Garrett Tarbett, who is no longer with the team. The Rams really like what they have in Gale. He's got a really strong leg and should be helpful for the Rams all season.
Caleb Dean out there for Dallas Skaggs. I don't know what's wrong, but let's see if Caleb Dean can do a good job as cornerback.
Yeah, Dean's been playing a lot of defense tonight. We saw him in a couple times against Pulaski Robinson last week, but he definitely did not play as much as he has already here tonight.
Let's see Lakeside make a stop right here.
Washington looks, he's under pressure, avoids it, and now is dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. Zyquan Russell was back there. Logan Gower as well. Well, I'll tell you, Logan Gower has made a big impact here tonight from that safety spot.
Zyquan Russell, just a huge person.
Lakeside defense continuing to play well. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Washington trying to draw the Rams off sides. Now takes the snap, and he is going nowhere. Dropped in the backfield. Grayson Overton, the first Ram there. Zyquan Russell quickly followed him. Another loss on the play, and it brings up 3rd and long.
Number 43, Keelan Bland, coming in for number 13, Keelan Fleming.
Russell and Overton combined to make the stop. Colton O'Keefe as well jumped on top of him. Official timeout here.
9 minutes, 12 seconds here to go in the second half. 3rd and 15 at the moment for the Bears.
Folks, be sure to get down there and buy your raffle ticket for $10 for a chance to win $1,000 from the Lakeside Alumni Association.
And there's a shot of the crowd here tonight. How about that? Not a lot of empty seats, if any, here tonight, Garrett. That's a great sign to see here on the at the home opener.
Yes, sir. Showing the love to the team.
Washington keeps it. He's got room. Brought down. Nice job by the Rams to rally and make the stop.
I'll tell you what, the Sylvan Hills Bears, they do those fake jet sweeps perfectly. I was tricked right there, you know what I mean?
Ben Turner made the stop, but you're right, Garrett. They do a very, very nice job of hiding who has the football.
Number 17, Caleb Dean out to receive the punt.
4th and 7, and the Bears will punt. Washington once again back to boot it away.
Let's see if number 20, Ben Turner, can make the stop again.
Yeah, low snap last time. Washington was able to handle it, but the punt was still blocked. We'll take a look at what happens here. And a flag. It'll be a delay of game, which is going to back Sylvan Hills up another 5 yards.
Looks like it's going to be 4th and 11 for the Bears here to punt.
Take a look up at that Simmons Bank play clock, and it was at 0. And that backs Sylvan Hills up 5 yards. Dean standing at his own 35-yard line. Good snap this time. Washington boots it away. Kind of went off the side of his foot there. Not a very good punt. Takes a couple Sylvan Hills bounces, though, and is down at about the 33-yard line, which is where the Ram offense will take over. Scored a touchdown on their last drive, Alexander to Dean. And with 7:53 to go in the half, the Rams look to put more points on the board.
Yeah, let's see how the Lakeside offense does with that spirit from last drive.
Yeah, the momentum right now definitely favoring Lakeside.
See if we can get that rhythm going. Number 2, Richard Gastineau, wide receiver from the near side.
Alexander has Michael James in the backfield alongside him.
Go for the fakes.
A little bit of a flinch there by Sylvan Hills, but no one crosses the line. Alexander drops back, throws, near side, contact. Lakeside wants a flag. Nothing there. Matthew Molden on the coverage. Richard Gaston was the intended receiver, and a lot of contact there, Garrett. Could have been a flag, but
that looked a little dirty if you ask me. He just pushed him over after it was clearly out of bounds.
Brings up 2nd and 10. We'll take a quick look here. Little bump there.
And then threw him down.
It's really close, Garrett. I'll tell you, it's really, really close.
Yeah. It's hard for those
I think he's there a little bit early.
Oh, we're back live.
James takes it up the middle for a couple. Third down coming up for Lakeside.
Still has Michael James in the backfield.
Alexander looks to the right, throws deep. Dean, his intended target, had 2 men on him there, including Eric Givens and Fred Mackey. Pretty good coverage.
That brings up 4th down and 10 for the Rams.
Lakeside offensive line has done a pretty good job tonight. We mentioned earlier they are missing Trey Couch. There he is, the senior, over there on crutches. His senior year was cut short after he was injured late in the game against Pulaski Robinson.
6'1", 270 pounds. He's pretty big.
Huge leader for the Rams. He injured his knee and will be out for the remainder of his senior season.
Phillip Gale out here to punt. A little short.
Gale punts it, takes a great bounce, and rolls inside the 20-yard line down to the 15. So with 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the half, the Bears take over at their own 15-yard line.
Bears will have the ball 1st down and 10 from their own 15-yard line. Got 6 minutes and 50 seconds left before half.
Let's see how Lakeside holds up on the defense with Sylvan Hill's bad field positioning.
Sylvan Hills starting deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Man in motion again. It's given to Dion Youngblood. Trying to make men miss, does a pretty good job, has a nice gain on 1st down. Chris Overton brought him down.
Dion Youngblood, 5'8", 170 pounds. He's putting a dent in Lakeside's defense for sure. We're going to have to stop that.
Youngblood seems to be the favorite target so far tonight for quarterback Jordan Washington. Washington alone now throws, incomplete, nearly intercepted off the hands of Jamar Porter. Sylvan Hills has had a little bit of trouble tonight. Jordan Washington has done a pretty nice job. He's put the ball in the hands of his receivers, and they've dropped a couple easy passes.
Yeah, I mean, it surprises me because they did so well last game over at their house.
Washington again alone. He's got 5 wide receivers here on 3rd down. Throws to the right, complete,
Quick
1st
pass.
down.
Quick pass to the outside receiver.
Caleb Hughes makes the catch and will pick up a 1st down.
Looks like about 6 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. I mean,
here's the drop by Porter right off his hands and incomplete. Washington again, 5 wide. He looks, throws to Hughes in the middle of the field, and he makes the catch and is spun down immediately.
Sylvan Hills seems to do pretty good on that empty backfield.
Keelan Bland right there to make the stop. Second and 6 after the gain of 4 by Hughes. Washington brings Youngblood in motion. He'll keep it. Still on his feet. Really tough to bring him down. Gets close to the 45-yard line.
That'll bring up a 1st down for the Sylvan Hill Bears.
Nate Brunson brought him down. We'll take a look. Washington ducks his shoulder, runs right over Gower, and then takes a big hit from Landon Muldoon. Washington again keeps it, this time nowhere to go. Zyquan Russell right there, along with Overton.
No gain of play. Making the stop for the Rams. Number 32, Nate Brunson. Number 22, Grayson Overton.
No gain right there for the Sylvan Hill Bears. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 45.
There's the Lakeside color guard who will be a part of this tonight's halftime show. Get to see the show band of Lakeside here for the first time at home. Timeout, Sylvan Hills. Second timeout of the half for the Bears. 3:59 to go. Here's a look at Lakeside's defense that we talked about a couple of these guys. We got Brandon Chambers and Dallas Skaggs, Landon Gower and Keelan Bland in the secondary. Linebackers Grayson Overton, Jack Henry Hill, and Ben Turner, and that defensive line who has stepped up big tonight. Nathan Brunson, Ethan Nye, and Zyquan Russell. We've also seen Colton O'Keefe make a couple plays tonight, and we'll highlight Jack Henry Hill there, Garrett. Jack Henry had a great season last year.
Yeah, averaged about 5.5 tackles each game, and ended up with 4 fumbles last season.
Yeah, and we talk about Jack Henry Hill. He had an interception return for a touchdown against Sylvan Hills last year. He's played pretty well here tonight, right in the middle of that Lakeside defense.
Lakeside's playing a heck of a game, trying to get their revenge on the Sylvan Hills.
Washington, a little bit of a low snap. He handles it, pump fakes, and will go down. Washington just has had no time to throw here tonight. Nathan Brunson and Grayson Overton back there again.
Nathan Brunson walking off the field. Ends up getting his helmet hit off.
Here comes sophomore Landon Gray onto the field. He replaces Brunson, whose helmet came off. He'll have to come out of play. Clock winding, under 3 minutes and 20 seconds to play here before the half. The Rams still have a 7-0 lead.
Sylvan Hills with a loss of 6 on that last play.
3rd and long for Washington. Looks, throws deep, got a man open. It is caught. Caleb Hughes makes the grab, big play for Sylvan Hills. Dallas Skaggs made the stop. Hughes has got a step. Skaggs goes up.
Didn't really see what was going on there. Just stuck his hand up in the air, hoping that was going to.
Got his hand in there, just wasn't able to knock it away. Nice job by Hughes to hang on to it. So the Bears move all the way into the Lakeside territory at the 21. Washington throws over the head of his intended receiver, who takes a big hit from Brandon Chambers. Jamar Lane was the intended receiver.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Bears.
Let's see if Lakeside can get a stop when the Sylvan Hills are about on the 20.
Quarterback Jordan Washington takes the snap, looks to the right, throws. It's Hughes again. He'll have a 1st down, and he's knocked out of bounds.
15 Dallas Skaggs on the stop for the Rams.
Skaggs again knocked him out of bounds. First and goal for the Bears. We'll take another look. Another good throw by Washington.
10 out of bounds by number 15, Dallas Skaggs.
Washington looks to the left now, throws low and off the hands of his receiver. That was Youngblood.
Landon Muldoon got tripped up on that last one.
2nd and 10 now for the Bears. 2nd and goal, excuse me.
Correction, 2nd down.
The Rams trying to keep Sylvan Hills off the board here. They've shut them out so far in the half. 2.5 minutes to go.
This would be a great stop by the Lakeside defense right here. Stop them from getting a touchdown.
Washington looks, under pressure, rolls to the right. Stiff arms a man, flag is down, and he throws it out of the back of the end zone. Another flag is down.
Looks like an offensive pass interference by number 21 of the offense of Sylvan Hills.
It's going to be 2 flags here. Muldoon had a hold of the receiver in the end zone. The officials are talking it over. Meanwhile, Jordan Washington is being assisted by the training staff over there on the Sylvan Hills sideline.
Looks like he's got a little bit of a limp going right now.
And Caleb Hughes, number 31, is taking snaps on the sideline. Washington, looks like they're over there checking out his hand, possibly. So big news there if Washington has to come out.
The referee's still evaluating the play.
Not really sure. We got a personal foul there. And the referee going to come over here and talk to Coach McBride and explain the situation. It's going to be against Lakeside.
The ref in the white hat and Coach McBride having a conversation over there. Looks like Sylvan Hills offense back up to play on this 2nd and 10.
And good news for Bear fans, Jordan Washington is out on the field. Seems to be okay after taking a hit on the sideline.
Did we ever end up finding out what that foul was, who that foul was on, or what was it about?
It's going to be a personal foul on Lakeside. Here's a look. Washington takes a hit as he goes out of bounds, and there, Landon Muldoon, you see, has a hold of Jamar Lane.
Coach McBride trying to get the attention of the referee.
Looks like we got multiple flags on the play. The result of the play. Give the Bears.
As you can see, a very controversial play on this.
So they'll move the ball to the 5. Ball was previously spotted at the 10. Sylvan Hills is going to call their last time out of the half here with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. So the Rams holding on to a 7-point lead here, Garrett. Lakeside trying to shut out the Bears here in the first half. And boy, I'll tell you, after giving up 62 points last year, the Rams have looked pretty solid here tonight defensively.
Yes, I agree because the defense, Sylvan Hills last year was a very high-scoring team, and as you see, the Lakeside defense have held up pretty nicely against their strong offense.
Going back to my keys to the game for earlier, the crowd has been into it tonight as well, which has probably helped the Lakeside defense.
Both teams back up here to set up.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal for Sylvan Hills. Washington has Jamar Porter behind him. He'll give it off to Porter, and he doesn't have a lot of room. Got nowhere.
What a great stop by that Lakeside defense, don't you agree, Brett?
Jack Henry Hill there to make the stop.
And number 22, Grayson Overton. Brings up 3rd down and 5 for the Bears.
3rd and goal for Sylvan Hills. Big opportunity here for the Rams, Garrett.
Yes, sir. Clock winding down. Minute 53 on the play.
Washington
3rd and 5 to go.
alone in the backfield. Here comes Youngblood. He gives it off. And Youngblood's going to throw, but he's spun down before he can get the pass off.
Great Lakeside stop right there.
A little bit of a trick play coming out from Sylvan Hills. Youngblood took the jet sweep and had a receiver in the back of the end zone, Jamar Lane. But Youngblood unable to get the pass off, and Lane was covered well in the end zone by the Lakeside defense.
About a 7-yard loss right there. 4th and 12 for the Sylvan Hill Bears.
We'll take another look. Youngblood, you see there, kind of acts like he wants to throw, but just nothing there. Ethan I makes the stop. Slow snap, and they're not going to get the kickoff. It's thrown into the air and intercepted. Here comes Keelan Bland down the right sideline. And Bland has one man to beat. 20, 10, end zone. Oh my! Keelan Bland takes it the other way. And the Rams score.
What a great run down the line.
A flag is down at the 11-yard line. How about that, Garrett?
That was just an amazing play. Out of the wolf of night, he just threw it out there and just...
It was a bad snap. Not a great decision by the Bears. Kind of just threw it up. Here comes Bland down the right sideline.
Great hustle for Bland right there.
Yeah, he points at him there, possible, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be taunting on Keelan Bland as he goes into the end zone.
Yeah.
So that's going to back the Rams up. Unfortunate there for Lakeside. Coach McBride can't believe it.
Yeah, I bet Keelan Bland's going to get a nice talking to by Coach McBride.
Lakeside has it at the 28-yard line of the Bears.
Touchdown off. Lakeside will have the ball 1st down and 10 from the Bears' 28-yard line.
46 seconds to go here in the half. Still some confusion. So now Alexander has 3 to the left, 1 to the right, and Swanson in the backfield. He takes a snap, rolls left. Mabry going to get called for another hold. This one's coming back regardless of the outcome, except An interception by Sylvan Hills. And now that could be a safety. That is a safety.
Unless the Sylvan Hills
there is a hold.
accept the penalty.
Another bizarre play, but it's not going to matter because Kyle Mabry's going to get called for another hold.
Man, you can just hear that crowd roaring. They are just pumped up for this game.
Call be holding against Lakeside.
Mabry again grabs onto the jersey and costs Lakeside 2 points.
I'll tell you what, that's crazy how there's two bizarre plays back to back.
Not to mention 2 penalties that wiped out both of them.
Man, high school football, I'll tell you what.
Never know what to expect, Garrett. We have learned that. We'll take another look. It's clear. Alexander rolling to the left. You can see. Oh, actually, that's the interception. Comes out of the end zone and retreats right back into the end zone. That would have been a safety. Unfortunate for Lakeside.
If you think about it, that was the best outcome that could have came out of that play because that just takes away the chance of Sylvan Hills coming back to the score on the offensive side of the ball.
We got a discussion here going on at the 35-yard line. Caleb Dean is in there.
And you can see the 2 coaches out there just talking it up, debating on what to do next.
28 seconds to go here in the half.
Down and 20 to go.
Alexander drops back. Steps up in the pocket, throws, complete to Dean at the 25, and he's out of bounds. Great job there by Alexander. Finds Dean, and Dean scampers out of bounds to stop the clock with 24 seconds to go.
Lakeside first down right there. Replay of that play. Caleb Dean catching it and out of bounds.
Alexander drops back again. He looks, finds Gaston. He makes the catch. Whoa, what a move! Gaston! Another flag comes down. We'll see what that is. Ben Moore has his helmet off. It's all the way back at the 35-yard line. Moore thinks that's the flag, his helmet being ripped off, which is definitely a possibility. However, Lakeside's backing up. What a move by Richard Gaston. Made 2 men miss.
Man, it seems like every pivotal play that we get just ends up getting a flag on it. We go.
Penalty is on Lakeside once again, and that's going to back him up. The Rams just can't seem to get out of their own way here in the first half, Garrett.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Rams, however, hanging on to a 7-0 lead. We'll take a look. Gaston turns, breaks a tackle, and then makes 2 men miss. Gets down to the 10-yard line, but Lakeside backed up once again. Coach McBride wants to talk it over. He'll call a timeout here. The Rams left with 1 in the half.
15 seconds to go right here.
15 seconds to go in the half. We'll see what Lakeside wants to do. We know the Rams have Philip Gale, who has a very strong leg. We can see him kicking 45-yarders out in warm-ups today. He has the leg to kick it from here.
During the halftime of the high school basketball game, your donations are tax deductible. LAA thanks you for your continued support of our scholarship programs.
Well, we're just going to have to wait to see what happens with this Lakeside offense in this next conversion right here. I'll tell you what, Brett, this has been a very controversial game right here.
Professional game event pictures of your student athlete, band member, or Ram fan, courtesy of Corey Ewert and Keith Bradshaw, our volunteer photographers.
With halftime coming up, you can rely on the show band of Lakeside, and you can also rely on Relyance Bank.
Right here.
Alexander takes a snap.
Empty backfield.
Under pressure, throws deep. Dean on the sideline and incomplete. He was double covered. Another flag is down. Can you believe this, Garrett?
I'll tell you what. This is ridiculous.
Lawless is coming out. Gunnar Lawless down there on the sideline being talked to by Coach Bradley. The penalty is going to be on him.
Looks like the first penalty for Z-Gun right there.
Sophomore Logan Tipton has entered the game at left guard. That makes the whole left side of this offensive line. Sophomores, Adrian Macias at left tackle, and now Logan Tipton at left guard.
Best buds outside of school and best buds on the field.
9 seconds to go. Lakeside is backed all the way up to the 45. Alexander looks, throws. Deans makes a nice catch on the sideline. Trying to get a chunk of yardage back.
I'll tell you what, Brett, we're just going to have to see what Lakeside can pull out of its sleeve, because you know from last year, it's not done till it's done.
You never know what can happen in high school football. 3rd and long for Lakeside. 5 seconds to go. Alexander's going to need to make this play quick. They'll throw it to Dean, and he gets out of bounds just before the clock expires. And Gale's going to come on to try a field goal.
Tell you what, Brendan, football, you take what you can get.
Timeout Lakeside. So the Rams do a nice job. A couple quick passes to Dean, and they've moved the ball up to about the 26, it looks like. We'll take a look at that quick pass to Dean. Alexander has to go quick, only had 5 seconds left. Dean does a nice job, gets out of bounds.
Are traveling to meet the Lions in Bismarck on September 12th, starting at 5:30 p.m. for the Lakeside Youth Football Association. Please come out and support them.
So here we go. Gale is on for the field goal.
Looks like it's going to be a 47-yard attempt right here.
Yeah, it'll be about 46 yards for Gale. We know he has the leg. Dean will be the holder.
Lakeside sets up for a field goal attempt.
This would be big here for Lakeside. Would give them a 2-possession lead going into the half.
Let's hope the defense doesn't penetrate like the last
high snap, and it's not going to get there, and it will be left. So that ends the half. Lakeside leads it 7-0 at the half. I don't think anyone had this score written down, Garrett. 7-0 at the half. Lakeside leads.
I'll tell you what, it was a great effort by Lakeside to get there, you know.
The one touchdown coming on a pass from Fisher Alexander to Caleb Dean. Lakeside will kick off to start the second half, and we will be back at the start of the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present to you the 2016 Sylvan Hills High School Marching Bear Band. The band will be performing the opening song from their show, Avatar. The band is under the direction of directors Mark Bailey, Chris Smith,
Captain Waller, Michael Johnson, and drum majors, Katie Atkins and Parker McBride. Drum majors, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Sylvan Hills High School Marching Bear Band.
Under the field direction of drum majors Riley Noblet, Kaylin Tidwell, and Lydia Poole, please welcome the show band of Lakeside.
Let me see if I can find any more. Sylvan. Yeah, I'd put it on. No. All right, I can't find any more, so those are the ones we're gonna have to roll with.
It's so freaking hot up here.
All right, we're back for the second half. Lakeside leads Sylvan Hills 7-0. Garrett has some other scores from around the rest of the 5A South here for us.
Hot Springs right now is at 14. Mina is 10 at half. Whitehall is 0 at half. Pine Bluff has 24 points right now. Watson Chapel is 0 at half. And that's all the scores for right now.
So we got Hot Springs up by 4 at half against Mina. Whitehall is actually up 41-0 against Crossett at halftime. They didn't win a game last year, so Whitehall obviously putting on a performance there. And Watson Chapel is down 24-0 to Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff won the 6A state title last year, but they did lose last week to Cabot, so tough game there for Watson Chapel. They are actually favored as the only team to finish ahead of Lakeside this year in the conference, in the 5A South Conference.
You can see Lakeside warming up, getting ready for the second half.
Lakeside played pretty well in the first half. I don't think, still amazed, Garrett, that the score of this game is 7-0. I wouldn't have guessed this in a million years.
Yeah, we got some things we need to fix on both sides of the ball. Like, we can't let that jet sweep fake us and get us anymore. We need to watch our penalties right now. Just about every play that we've done that has been like a major going forward point has been brought back by either holding or taunting.
Yeah, you're right, Garrett. We have had a lot of penalties in the first half. That has hurt the Rams. The Rams, obviously, I'm sure Coach McBride focused on that at halftime. And Lakeside will kick off to start the second half. So Sylvan Hills will get the ball here first, Garrett. And I think it's really important for Lakeside, obviously, to continue where they left off in the first half. They need to continue to put pressure on Jordan Washington, or he could all of a sudden turn this game around.
Yeah, we need to get that spirit going up. You could hear the band and the student section just rocking it at halftime, getting the Lakeside Rams pumped up for this next quarter.
Yeah, the student section's covered in baby powder, as they usually are, and they were loud in the first half, and they're going to need to be loud here in the second half as well. Lakeside trying to, there's a look at the student section. Lakeside trying to hang on here to this lead. You can see the kickoff team's pretty fired up to get out back on the field. And
ready to play some more football.
Yeah, Lakeside's ready to go here. This crowd has been fantastic.
$10 for your chance to win $1,000 from the Lakeside Alumni Association.
Right now I can see that Lakeside has a sophomore on the kickoff team, number 13, Keelan Fleming. It's quite surprising, you know. It's great to see those young faces back in the game. Just trying to, like, mark their spot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nice when you can plug in a sophomore into the lineup. So at late in the first half there, excuse me, we saw two freshmen on the left side, or it's not freshmen, we saw two sophomores on the offensive line on that left side, and Adrian Macias and Logan Tipton. So Lakeside does play some sophomores here, and more than they did last year, for sure. Gale boots it. It's fair caught at the 39-yard line by Caleb Hughes, and that is where Sylvan Hills will start their first drive of the second half. Jordan Washington took some big hits there in the first half. Garrett, we saw him on the sideline being tended to at one point, and he has struggled tonight, but we all know he is very talented and could break out at any moment.
Yeah, from a 6'3", 200-pound quarterback, he can do some damage on that defense, running over people.
Yeah, he's very hard to bring down. Very hard to bring him down in space as well. But Lakeside has done a nice job containing him. Whistles blow here already.
Some of what we saw in that last half, some fouls, but it's official timeout.
We might have had an issue with a helmet. Not quite sure. Some Sylvan Hills players over there fixing a helmet. But our referee for tonight's going to come over and talk to Coach McBride.
Now, I know in college football, whenever you lose your helmet, you got to sit a play out. Is that the same circumstances for high school football? Like when college football players, when they go into play and they get their helmet knocked off, they have to sit out on the sideline for a play. Is that the same circumstances?
Same rule in high school. We saw Nathan Brunson actually had that happen to him earlier in the game. Had to come out for a play. Just that safety factor. There's that fake jet sweep again. Throw to the right side. Pass over the head.
Knocked down by number 15, Dallas Skaggs.
Jamar Lane, the intended receiver. Washington threw it a little bit high there. He had Lane open. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Bears.
Number 15, Dallas Skaggs, was defended on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Bears.
Defense back at it, trying to stop the offense of the Sylvan Hills Bears.
Washington looks deep. Hughes on a double move, has space. Oh, and he dropped it. Hughes had his man beat. Beautifully thrown ball by Washington.
Yeah, Chambers was just going to have to buck up right there trying to get the...
Chambers bit on the double move. Hughes was wide open. You couldn't have set that ball in his hands better than Jordan Washington did right there. But Hughes unable to make the catch.
Let's get a replay of this. Beautiful throw by Jordan. Just the wide receiver, number 31, cannot convert.
Actually hits him in the face mask. You could see Hughes after the play puts his hands in his face. Washington takes another shot. He has his man this time. It's Jamar Lane. He's hitting down the sideline and he's into the end zone. So Sylvan Hills starts off the second half.
You can see the frustration on McBride's face right there.
With a score. So the Bears an extra point away from tying this game. Sophomore Tito Mendoza is on for the extra point.
Haven't seen him all game. His first extra point attempt right here.
Kick is up, right through the middle. We're tied at 7. We'll take another look. Washington takes another shot. His man's wide open. Lane makes the grab. He had Skaggs beat.
Yeah, the crisscross slants right there just got Skaggs off his guard.
No way anyone was catching Lane. So Lakeside's offense here going to have to try to respond after an early touchdown by Sylvan Hills.
Yeah, let's see how good a field position we can get on this kickoff return.
Yeah, we've seen Lakeside had a good starting field position on the opening kickoff, started at the 35-yard line. So we'll see if they can get good field position again. It is Bland and Dean back deep. Mendoza kicks it towards Bland. He'll make the catch at about the 12-yard line. Here he comes. Cuts inside. Makes a couple men miss. Still on his feet, and he's right there at about the 35-yard line, Garrett. So that's where the Rams will start.
Good field position again at the 35, like the opening kickoff.
Lakeside will have no complaints about this starting field position. Fisher Alexander trying to lead the Rams down the field again. Here's the return.
Dupree Swanson in the backfield.
Here's Alexander, gives it to Swanson. Makes a nice cut across the 40-yard line to the 41. Brought down by Brennan Shelton, number 65. The defensive tackle.
Gain of about 6 on that play. Number 2, Richard Gaston on the near side for wide receivers.
Bland and Dean are to the left. Alexander gives it again. Swanson again with room. He'll pick up the first down across the 45.
That's number 35, Dupree Swanson on the carry for Lakeside.
Brought down by Andre Collins.
Number 19, Andre Collins making the stop for the Bears.
Not a very good spot if you're a Lakeside Ram fan. It will be a first down, though.
That's good enough for another Lakeside Ram.
Here's Alexander. It's Swanson again around the right end. Nice gain again on first down. Good blocking out there by Richard Gaston, the receiver.
Making a stop for the Bears, number 19, Andre Collins.
Collins again makes the stop.
On the play, brings up second down and 4 to go for the Rams.
So the Rams starting the second half with a steady diet of Dupree Swanson.
Ball will be spotted at the Bears 48-yard line.
It's going to be second and 4 for Lakeside.
Replay right here.
Here's Richard Gaston right there. With a nice block to get Swanson free. Alexander, high snap, gives it to Michael James. Ben Moore out there has a nice block, and that's a first down.
Making the stop for the Bears, number 18, Darius Waddell.
Mentioned Michael James a little bit earlier, the new man in that Wildcat formation for Lakeside. He has been in quite a bit at running back as well tonight. He has a nice run there for another first down.
5'11", 185 pounds.
James as well, a junior. Play clock is at 2. Alexander needs to hurry. Takes the snap, and the whistle blows. It's going to be a delay of game.
Flag on the play.
So that's going to back Lakeside up.
We need to get these penalties. We need to get those in check. It has been so critical for Lakeside.
It's another penalty on the Rams. That's going to back him up 5 more yards and make it 1st and 15.
It'll be 1st down and 15 to go for the Rams.
Alexander steps up in the pocket, throws it deep. Dean's there. He makes the catch, and he's out of bounds.
Number 12, Alexander's pass is complete to number 17.
Wonderful job by Alexander to avoid the pressure. Steps up in the pocket and makes a great throw.
There's a penalty marker down on the field.
Couldn't have thrown it better right there to Dean. Just right in his arms.
Lakeside, though, backing up. Another penalty on the Rams, Garrett.
Let's see how the Rams can do with this play right here.
It's 1st and 29 for Lakeside. Play clock winding down again.
Michael James is back.
Alexander just gets the snap off. He throws near side, incomplete. Gaston, the intended receiver. Covered over there by Eric Gibbons.
Brings up 2nd down and 29.
2nd down and 29 now for Lakeside.
I don't mean to be dreary, but that's about the worst field position you can have.
Yeah, Lakeside hurting themselves right now. Alexander looks, pressure coming from the right side. He's running to the left and does a nice job, throws it away.
Number 12, Cooper Alexander's pass, incomplete.
Sylvan Hills
Marker on the play.
wants intentional grounding, and they're going to get it. It's going to be intentional grounding on Fisher Alexander.
No, I'm not counting, but I think that's like the 3rd flag in a row.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. That's also going to be a loss of down. Along with the yardage.
Intentional grounding called against the Rams. That'll be a loss of down. It'll be 3rd and very long for the Rams.
Dupree Swanson in the backfield.
So 3rd down and a mile for Lakeside. Alexander under pressure again. He's rolling out to the right, throws it up for grabs. It's caught by Bland across midfield. Here he comes, makes a man miss. And picks up a huge chunk of yardage on 3rd and long.
I'll tell you what, this Lakeside offense just seems to do the impossible.
Down to the Bears' 34-yard line.
And Garrett, I'll tell you what, there is no flag on the play.
What a remarkable moment for this Lakeside offense.
We'll take another look. Alexander, risky throw here off his back foot, just throws it up for grabs, but Bland comes underneath it.
And you know what that is? It's 4th and 3 right now.
So it was 3rd and 25. It's now 4th and very manageable. 4th and 3. Alexander looks to the left, throws. Bland is there. First down, Lakeside. How about that?
Number 43, Keelan Bland.
I can bet you right now that Sylvan Hill's defensive coach right now is he's kind of frustrated.
We'll take another look at the 4th down conversion. Alexander with a nice quick pass to the left to Keelan Bland to move the chains. 1st and 10 Lakeside now.
David Reaganhart on the near side.
Whistles blow and flags fly.
Marker on the play.
This is definitely something the coach is going to go over through this next week of football practice about how these flags have just been too crazy. I mean, that's like, I don't know how many flags I haven't been counting, but I know it's too much.
Yeah, definitely too many, but this one will be on Sylvan Hill. Nice to be able to say that, Garrett. So that's actually going to make it 1st and 5 for Lakeside after the offsides penalty.
Looked like Grayson Overton at outside wide receiver on Sylvan Hill side.
It is Overton over there on the Sylvan Hill sideline. McBride is not happy. He did not have enough personnel on the field, and he's forced to call a timeout.
8 minutes and 24 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. We're all tied up at 7. Folks, don't forget to purchase your
Lakeside was missing a man.
And take a look at our Senior Ads game sponsors and advertising. And our new feature, Relyance Senior Spotlight, sponsored by Coach McBride.
Also want to give a shout out to the sports medicine team out there. They do a great job.
Making sure all the athletes are healthy out there. Making sure no one should be playing with something that they shouldn't be playing with. Ref deciding what's going on the field.
Yeah, Coach McBride was definitely not happy. Lakeside didn't have the right personnel on the field.
Be sure to get down there from the Lakeside Alumni Association. Get those $10 tickets, raffle tickets. Support the scholarship program. Chance to win $1,000.
And more flags come down. We got.
Now, if this was a game of flags, Lakeside would definitely be leading the conference in this one.
False start called against Lakeside.
Penalty on Lakeside. That'll move them back. So what was 1st and 5 after a penalty on Sylvan Hills is now right back to 1st and 10. Alexander gives it off. Swanson, nice cut. Still on his feet. Swanson, 10-5 down inside the 5 end zone, down at the 1-yard line.
That was a great job by the offensive line there, just giving DePree Swanson such a big hole to keep running. And I saw him; he was dragging a defender on his back.
Swanson nearly getting into the end zone. Missed tackle there. Great block.
Defender brings him down right before the end zone.
Elbow touches right there short. So the jumbo package is in. It's Overton. Swanson's in. So Lakeside regains maintains the lead. Trey Couch down there holding his crutches in the air.
For another $50 for the Lakeside. Courtesy of David Woolridge.
So Lakeside
Hometown Bank.
back up on top. A nice drive there, Garrett, by the Rams. There were a couple penalties, but the Rams get what they ultimately wanted, and that's 6 more points, possibly 7 here, pending the extra point from Philip Gill.
Now, if you had one word to summarize that drive, what would it be?
Probably tough. I think Lakeside did a really good job up front on that drive. They relied heavily on Dupree Swanson as the extra point is good. Swanson did a nice job on that drive, and
As you can see.
the offensive line as well was very good. Here's a look. Swanson easily gets in. Ben Moore right there leading the way, but he didn't even really have to block anyone. The hole was wide open.
Coach Kane right there.
Swanson into the end zone. First touchdown of the year for Dupree Swanson, by the way. Nice to get him on the board. He did not score last week against Robinson, so.
Dupree Swanson is a junior running back, 6 foot, 185 pounds, and tell you what, he's pretty muscular. He can go right through those big old defenders.
I'll tell you what, he did a terrific. That offensive line did a terrific job on that drive, Garrett.
Especially number 52's Z-Gun out there, getting those good blocks.
Coach Bradley talking to that offensive line.
Number 80, Philip Gill, set to kick off for the Rams.
Kickoff team ready to kick the ball off, get it situated.
Gill again just pooches it over there. It's fair count at the 40-yard line by Caleb Hughes.
31, Caleb Hughes. Sylvan Hills has the ball, first down and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
We haven't mentioned this tonight. Sylvan Hills with a pretty good crowd right across the field from us, Garrett. That's a pretty good crowd for a visiting team.
Well, I'll tell you what, like, these are two really competitive teams, and they're normally high scoring, but as you can see tonight, the Lakeside defense and the Sylvan Hills defense have stopped the offense in both halves. Interesting choice by the coaching staff. Number 15, Keelan Bland up for number 15, Keelan Fleming up for Keelan Bland.
Washington throws complete
Number 12,
on the right sideline.
It's
Peyton Terry with the catch. Skaggs knocked him out of bounds.
Number 15, Ronald Skaggs making the stop for the Rams.
A penalty on Lakeside now. Flag was thrown late. It's going to be a personal foul roughing the passer on Lakeside. That's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. That moves the Bears across midfield to the 48-yard line. Whistles blow again, another flag.
Looks like offsides on Nathan Brunson right there.
Offsides on Lakeside. Wow.
Offside, lined up and Lucas going to get the Rams.
So Sylvan Hills has now gained 20 yards without having to run a play.
Well, that just tells you how much they need to work on their ability to not get flags.
First and 10 for Sylvan Hills. Washington looks. He's going to take a shot. Lane goes up and makes the grab over Brandon Chambers.
to number 21.
Boy, I'll tell you, Jamar Lane had a couple drops earlier in the game, but he has really stepped up so far in the second half, and he's made a couple of nice grabs. There's a good look at it. Lane goes up, climbs the ladder, and makes a catch and pulls it down. Jamar Lane really making his presence felt. He scored a touchdown earlier, and another big catch there. First and 10, Sylvan Hills at the 23. That one's going nowhere.
Number 1, Benny Turner, just right there for the stop.
That's Ben Turner and Colton O'Keefe there to make the tackle. Dalen Farrow on the carry for Sylvan Hills, but he didn't have anywhere to go.
Number 20, Ben Turner, the 5'8", senior, 185 pounds. Pack punch on that offense.
Yeah, we saw him block a punt earlier, and he's made some nice plays tonight as well. Another man in motion. Washington fakes it. He's rolling to the right. A flag is down. It's going to be a definite holding call. Pass is incomplete in the end zone. Logan Gower on the coverage. Hughes was the intended receiver. The flag's going to be on Sylvan Hills, and that's going to be a hold.
Flag's on number 57 of Sylvan Hills. What it looked like happened is he looked like he tackled Nathan Brunson in the backfield.
Yeah, that one was not hidden at all. Very, very obvious call there.
Second down and 23 to go for the Bears.
Here comes a man in motion. Flags down. Oh my goodness.
False start called against Sylvan Hills.
False start on Sylvan Hills. And Garrett, some of the Lakeside fans down here getting a little bit frustrated, even though the flag is on Sylvan Hills. They're sick and tired of seeing these flags.
They want to see some football being played.
Washington drops back. It's a screen.
Nice move
Couple
there.
nice moves by Jamar Porter. He's still on his feet. The official knocked down on the play.
Interesting enough, it's no player that's hurt on the field. It looks like a referee.
He's being helped up. Seems to be okay.
It's always nice for the referees to have a good laugh every now and then, you know what I mean?
Well, they're busy tonight, Garrett. Third down and 23. Bunch formation on the right side. Washington scrambles to the right. He throws. He's got his man open. It's caught for the touchdown by Dalen Farrow.
Number 12 pass complete to number 3. And touchdown to the Bears.
Brennan Chambers just got burned right there. He needs to work on that.
Unbelievable, Garrett. 3rd and 23, and Lakeside lets someone go over the top of them. You got to keep everything in front of you on 3rd and long, and Lakeside just does not do a very good job there, and Sylvan Hills ties the game. The extra point is good.
1 point game right now. It's really close.
Sylvan Hills now has the lead.
4 minutes and 25 left in this third quarter.
Well, I think that play is going to really come back to haunt the Rams if they don't make some plays here on offense. 3rd and 23, Garrett, and the Bears end up with a touchdown. Just got to be a little frustrating, I think, for Lakeside.
And especially when we could have had that other touchdown in the second half.
You're exactly right.
Or the first half, my bad.
Touchdown by Keelan Bland, called back for taunting. And then Lakeside also, we forgot to mention, had a safety on an interception, believe it or not, from Sylvan Hills. That was also called back for a penalty. So Lakeside could very easily have the lead in this game, but just haven't done a good enough job so far. But
just gotten in their own way.
they're going to get another shot here. It's going to be caught around the 30-yard line. Ball taken up to the 32
Number 37.
by Zach Zimmerman.
Returning the kickoff for the Rams.
So here comes Fisher Alexander in the offense. We saw Dupree Swanson and this offensive line lead the Rams down the field on their last possession. We'll see who gets it done on this one.
Caleb Dean has definitely made some pivotal passes or completions. A couple that happened in the last 30 seconds of the second quarter.
Yeah, the Rams have found Dean a lot tonight, and he's also been in the end zone. High snap. Alexander hangs on, though, and the ball's on the ground. It's recovered, thankfully for Lakeside, by Ethan I. Ethan I falls on the ball there. Michael James lost it, and he's going to come out of the game limping off the field.
Brings up second down for the Rams.
James, however, did get a yard on the play. It's 2nd and 9.
Dupree Swanson in the backfield.
And they'll give it to him around the left side. He's going to be caught from behind
That's number 35.
by Eric Givens. Givens ran all the way. Givens ran from all the way around to bring Swanson down from behind. Swanson picks up a couple. 3rd and 6 coming up for Lakeside. Alexander gives it to Swanson. Moving forward, close to that first down marker. He's going to have it. They'll move the chains on 3rd and 6 on a nice run from Dupree Swanson. Here's another look at it. Just a simple sweep play. A couple men pulling. Gunnar Lawless.
Looked like he fell there twice.
Yeah, he fell down, but Swanson picked up the first down.
Swanson just towering over people right there.
Swanson with a nice run close to midfield.
Making the stop for the Bears, number 44, Ty Thompson.
Looks like David Reaganhart's back in the set for a wide receiver.
Ball be spotted at Lakeside's 48-yard line. Brings up second down for the Rams.
Alexander got man coverage. Bland makes the grab at the 20. Breaks a tackle and he's into the end zone. Boy, I'll tell you.
Looks like he's hurt.
Bland is hurt. He's down in the end zone.
Quickly, right after he got that touchdown, he looked like he laid down and looks hurt.
What a throw by Alexander. Lakeside spotted the man coverage on that left side. And Bland had a step on his man, broke a tackle, and got into the end zone. Lakeside regains the lead, but Bland is still down.
You can see the love and the care on the team taking a knee. And Keelan Bland is down on the field.
We'll take another look real quick while the training staff works on Keelan Bland. Nearly slipped through his hands, but he does a nice job to hang on to it. Seems all right there. And he just pulls up right as he gets into the end zone.
You know, maybe when he was running and the person grabbed his leg, he might have like stretched out a muscle or something. But I'm no professional.
Coach McBride down here talking to Torrin Davis, so Lakeside could be going for 2 here. Bland is up and able to walk under his own power.
Kind of waddling off the field. Maybe pulled something in his groin right now.
Here comes Torrin Davis, and sure enough, the Rams will go for 2 to try to make this a 7-point game.
Well, let's hope Keelan Bland's okay because he's definitely a huge player in this Lakeside offense.
The Rams definitely need Bland on the field. Jumbo package is in here for the 2-point conversion. It's Swanson who takes it, and he's in.
That's number 35 to Bruce Walker into the end zone for a 2-point conversion. That makes your score. The Lakeside Rams 21 and Sylvan
So
Hills
Lakeside
14.
goes back up by 7, 21-14.
That was
With a minute 42 to go
That was definitely an
in the
important
third
play,
quarter.
considering that they had missed the extra point on that last touchdown.
Here's Swanson, and Lakeside just sends everyone at that Sylvan Hills defense, and Dupree Swanson walks into the end zone.
Right now it's 21-14, a minute 42 left in the third quarter.
Philip Gale tees the ball up at the 40-yard line.
Number 80, Philip Gale, set to kick off for Lakeside.
Kickoff team off to play this session.
We'll see if Gale kicks it short again here. Lakeside moving around here.
Looks like an onside kick, maybe? No, he pooched it to the right side of the
Kick it to the other side. It's going to be taken by Peyton Terry, and he makes a couple-minute miss. Here goes Terry, dragged down
Kickoff returned by number 34.
at the 41-yard line.
Making a stop for the Rams, number 19.
So Sylvan Hills with
Logan
really
Garner.
good field position here to start their next possession. Jordan Washington with a couple of touchdown passes on the last 2 possessions for Sylvan Hills. Bears trail by 7, approaching the end of the third. Caleb Dean back in at corner. Hughes takes a snap. He's looking right. He throws complete. Missed tackle. And a big hit at about the 36-yard line. It's Dion Youngblood.
Pass is complete on the play. The number 7, Youngblood.
we got to watch out for those missed tackles on the defense. We got to get those together.
Dead ball, personal foul.
Personal foul on Lakeside. Wow. Personal foul called on that. Wow. All right. First down for Sylvan Hills. Man in motion. Washington rolling to the right, throwing to the end zone, and he's got his man for the touchdown. Jordan Washington has really turned it on here in the second half. That's Peyton Terry in the end zone for the Bears.
And McBride is very angry about this. This could have easily been stopped by the cornerback if he had been paying attention to the ball, where the ball was.
Extra point for the tie is good from Mendoza.
We're all tied up.
We're tied up again at 21.
Sylvan Hills Bears 21.
For someone that's ranked higher than us on the 5A South Conference, I think we've been doing a pretty good job on defense and offense going against these beast, if you will,
There's a touchdown for
the 5A South.
to Peyton Terry. So a minute 16 to go in the third quarter. The game is all tied up at 21. And after a low-scoring first half, both teams have turned it on here in the second. Lakeside has everyone forward, expecting a possible onside kick here. And now they'll back up. Mendoza blasts one all the way back to the 5-yard line. Bland takes it there. Oh, and he takes a big hit.
That's number 43, Keelan Bland.
From number 23, Deviante Muldrow.
Keelan Bland, surprisingly pops right back up after that huge hit.
Well, nice to see Keelan Bland back in the game, but boy, did he take a shot. Just not really looking, and boy, he's going to feel that one in the morning.
Got hit by number 30 of Sylvan Hills.
Yeah, that's Davion Farr. So here comes Fisher Alexander.
Lakeside has the ball, first down and 10.
David Reaganhart, near side wide receiver.
We mentioned Sylvan Hills quarterback Jordan Washington playing well in the second half. Alexander has played well as well in the second half, and
Number 39,
a loss on first down here as James is brought down in the backfield.
Making the stop for the Bears.
Dupree Swanson coming in for Michael James right now.
Lost on the play, brings up second down and about 14 to go for the Rams.
William Elliott made the stop for the Bears. Loss of 4, second and 14. Here's Alexander, moving to the right. Good block by Swanson, peeling back. Complete to Reaganhart across the 30.
Number Alexander's pass is complete to number 83, David Reaganhart. Tackled by number 2 for Sylvan Hills.
Good job there by David Reaganhart, leaning forward and just getting those extra yards in.
That'll be the last play of the third quarter.
And that's the end of the third quarter.
21 apiece.
We are tied at 21. We'll head to the fourth. Right after a word from our title sponsor.
Lakeside Intermediate.
We're back. Here's a look at the student section.
And National Park Medical Center on Malvern Avenue. Our goal is to wash 250 cars, and we need
Tie game
you
here.
to get your car washed and help make that happen.
JW Chick-Dawson
Please come out
Field.
and support the Lakeside Band by getting your car washed for free next Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Purple Cow, National Park Medical Center, or Lakeside Intermediate.
So we'll switch sides of the field here.
We'll start the beginning of the third quarter. It'll be 3rd down and 7 to go for the
So
Rams.
3rd down and 7. Big play coming up for the Rams.
Let's see how they can do on their third.
They got Keelan Bland down here all alone at the bottom of the screen. And Alexander flips it to Torrin Davis, who makes a cut. He's across midfield, all the way across the 40, close to the 35.
It's complete to number 4, Torrin Davis. All the way down to the Sylvan Hills 36-yard line.
What an amazing play by Torrin Davis right there. Got the nice cut move right there and ended up pulling out the first down.
We'll take another look. Big play for the Rams on 3rd and 7. Tough throw by Alexander. Had to throw it over a couple defenders off his back foot.
Nice cut right there.
It's Swanson, right up the middle. Makes a man miss. Swanson across the 20, stiff arming his way inside the 15.
Swanson on the corner for the Rams, all the way down to the 11-yard line.
Swanson's brought down at the 11-yard line.
That's good enough for the Lakeside Rams.
Let's see it again. Swanson makes a couple men miss. It's a nice move right there. Keeps on motoring down the field, stiff arms a defender.
Shout out to the O-line right there, just making a great hole for Desprez Swanson to just run right through. Got the jumbo set.
Here's Swanson. Carries it inside the 10. Lakeside wants a flag for a late hit.
More like a late push down, just threw him out on the ground after the whistle was blown.
Brings up 2nd down. Jumbo package remains in. Swanson takes the snap, running around the right side, falls forward for a couple.
Bruce Morton again clearing the ball for Lakeside. Just inside the 6-yard line of the Bears, it'll be 3rd down.
10 minutes and counting in this 4th quarter.
Less than 10 minutes to go. 3rd down for Lakeside from the 6. They can get a 1st down without having to score a touchdown.
Still got the jumbo package. Desprez Swanson. Direct snap.
Swanson runs to the right. Cuts. Not going to be there. He's going to be a couple of yards short. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Number 44, Ty Thompson, making the stop for the Bears.
Are they going to go for it or go for the field goal?
It's a tough call here for Lakeside. Gale missed a 46-yard field goal earlier in the game.
Overton coming out for number 25.
It's Colton O'Keefe limping off the field.
Brings up 4th and about 2 to go for a 1st down for the Rams.
So, 4th down and 2 for Lakeside. They're going to go for it.
Jumbo set.
Swanson low snap. He's got the 1st down. He's got the touchdown. So Lakeside goes back up by 6.
Second touchdown for Dupree Swanson tonight. What a great night for him.
He is having a fantastic night.
He sure is getting that Lakeside home opener crowd pumped up.
Philip Gale is on for the extra point. Caleb Dean will be the holder. And it's blocked. The extra point is blocked by Sylvan Hills.
The extra point attempt is blocked by the Bears. That makes your score your Lakeside Rams 27, the Sylvan Hills Bears 21.
So the Rams lead by only 6 after the blocked extra point. 9 minutes to go.
Don't forget, parents, you can order professional game event pictures of your student athlete, band member, or Ram fan, courtesy of Roy York and Keith Bradshaw, our volunteer photographers. Log on to lakeside-rams.com or go to the Smart Buzz website and type in Lakeside-Rams.
So here's Gale to kick it off. There's Dupree Swanson. He's had a huge night for Lakeside. Kick is going to float way out of bounds. Definitely not what Lakeside wanted there.
Number 80, George Gale with the kickoff. Kick out of bounds. Bears come up at their own 36-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10.
Nine minutes and 9 seconds left to go in this 4th quarter.
Here comes Jordan Washington. He's thrown 3 consecutive touchdown passes on the last 3 possessions. He'll hand this one off, and falling down.
That's number 7, Youngblood.
It's Youngblood. He had some room, but he just tripped and fell for no gain.
Look down at the 36. No gain on the play. He 2nd down and 10 for the Bears.
So 2nd and 10 for the Bears.
Let's see how this defense reacts to this powerful offense.
Here's Washington. Looks, throws, got a man wide open, and he overshot him. Threw it too high for Terry. So 3rd and 10.
That's an unusual play by Jordan, the quarterback for Sylvan Hills. He normally completes his pass.
Third and long coming up for Sylvan Hills. 8.5 minutes to go. Whistles blow. Timeout Bears. So Sylvan Hills wants to tuck it over here before the third down play. And Garrett, this is a big play in the game for both teams.
Yeah, they got to stop them right here so they don't continue to move on down the field.
Jordan Washington has looked like a completely different player here in the second half. He's looked like we expected him to look. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes and has a big 3rd down and 10 coming up.
And then your Lakeside Ram Blue Team traveling to meet the Lions at Bismarck on September the 12th, starting at 5:30 p.m. Be sure to get down there and get those raffle tickets for $10 each for a chance to win $1,000. They support their scholarship program.
Here comes the Bear offense, 3rd and 10.
Third down and 10.
You can hear the crowd pumping up this defense, trying to get the stop right here.
Crowd is on their feet. Here's Washington. Brunson and Russell chasing from behind. Throws over the middle of the field. Nearly intercepted and then nearly caught, but it falls incomplete. Brandon Chambers made a nice play there. Nearly made the interception, but it's 4th down for the Bears.
Let's see if the Sylvan Hill Bears can convert on this 4th and 10. Interesting switch right here. Caleb Dean got moved to Tiger for Keelan Bland, and Keelan Fleming got moved to corner. Oh, psych.
Well, they got the punt team in. It's booted deep. Dean calls for the fair catch. Drops the ball, but calls for the fair catch. So he can't run with it. And flags come down.
On the field.
A little misunderstanding there.
Yeah, Dean thought since he muffed the punt that he could still advance it, but he had called for the fair catch.
Lakeside sets up shop at the only 24-yard line. The first down and 10.
So Lakeside back out onto the field. Fisher Alexander and Dupree Swanson in the backfield. Lakeside has really leaned on Swanson here in the second half. And he takes the carry here. Here he goes. He's got a lot of room. Across the 40, the official is knocked down for the second time tonight.
Making a stop for Sylvan Hills, number 44, Ty Thompson.
That is the second time the ref has been knocked down tonight.
All the way out to the 40-yard line. Official timeout with the ref down.
Here's another look. Plenty of room for Swanson. As you see, the official there just gets knocked down.
First and 10 for Lakeside.
8 minutes to go in the ball game. Whistles blow, flags fly. False start on Lakeside.
Back him up 5 yards, it's first down and 15 to go for the Rams.
Alexander brings him in motion. Gives it off to Swanson. Tripped up after a short gain.
Sylvan Hills player down, number 19. Slow to get up.
Andre Collins slow to get up. Couple players down, actually. Collins is actually back up and walking around. Try to see if we can see the other player down. Can't really tell from up here.
All merchandise is on sale down at the Lakeside. All merchandise on sale. All Under Armour $20 and all t-shirts for $10.
What a wonderful sports med team, just making sure all the players are hydrated.
Second and 15 right now for Lakeside. There's a good look at sophomore Adrian Macias, who is starting at tackle tonight. And he's done a really good job, Garrett.
6 foot, 230 pounds for a sophomore, I'd say is pretty dang big.
Yeah, that's very, very big. Macias, as well, has only been playing football for 2 years and is making a varsity start. The injured Bear was Ty Compton, number 44. He's walking off the field. So it's second and 15 for Lakeside. Here's Alexander. Fakes it to Swanson. Throws. Caught by Torrin Davis.
Number 12, Fisher Alexander's pass is complete to number 4, Torrin Davis. Number 27 making a shot to the Bears. Number 8, Hibbs. Out to the 45-yard line. It'll be third down and 5 to go for the Rams.
Brings up 3rd and 6 from the 45-yard line.
5 minutes and 45 seconds taking to go for Lakeside.
Alexander gives it off. Swanson makes a nice cut across midfield and into Bear territory. A flag flies after the play as Kyle Mabry's pointing at Sylvan Hills, indicating that it's on the Bears. It is a personal foul on the Bears.
We got personal foul.
And a personal foul on Lakeside as well, so. Offsetting penalties. Coach McBride wants an explanation.
Yeah, he's not very happy right there. Very, very close to each other. Logan Tipton out there for BJ Moore. Interesting switch.
Logan Tipton, another sophomore, coming in.
Result of the play is a Lakeside first down. Ball spotted at Sylvan Hill's 47-yard line. We've got about 6.5 left to go in the game.
First down, Lakeside. Swanson takes it, gets hit in the backfield, but somehow moves forward and gets positive yardage.
Making the stop for the Bears, number 64, McBride.
As you can see on that play, there's no chance in tackling Dupree Swanson with arm tackles. He just breaks through him so easily. He's such a powerful running back that you're just
Swanson's actually going to trot off the field here. He limping a little bit. He's going to be assisted by the training staff. So Michael James is in at running back. Lined up next to Fisher Alexander. Alexander throws, bobbled and intercepted. How about that? Right off the hands of Keelan Bland and intercepted.
Intercepted by the Bears by number 6.
An interception for the Bears, and that is exactly what they needed. We'll see it again. It's a good throw by Alexander.
Slips through the hand of Keelan Bland.
Bland just
scooped
can't hang
up
on
right
to it.
by number 6.
It's a good play there. Here's Washington. Throws. Nearly intercepted. Got ahead of myself there a little bit. Incomplete. Keelan Bland was waiting right there after the deflection. Boy, would that have been interesting had he
got revenge on his
got a little revenge there. But it's incomplete off the hands of Jamar Porter. 2nd and 10. Still a little bit more than 5 minutes to go. Porter is lined up to the left of Washington, and he's got 4 wide. Lakeside brings a little bit of pressure. Ball again deflected and incomplete. That one's off the hands of Youngblood. So 3rd and 10 coming up for the Bears.
Colton O'Keefe limping off the field.
Crowd is on their feet. 3rd and 10.
Let's see if we can need a stop right here.
Man in motion. Washington rolling. It takes a hit, but completes the pass for a first down. Across the 45, close to the 40-yard line.
Number 34,
Peyton Terry made the reception.
Number 43, Keelan Bland. Result of the play is the first down for the Bears.
We'll take another look. Jack Henry Hill gets there just a little bit late as he hits Washington. But a good throw and a good catch by Terry. Washington going quick. He hands it off to Youngblood on the sweep, and Youngblood has one man to beat. It's Keelan Bland, and Bland took a nice angle and knocks him out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Pushed out of bounds by number 43, Keelan Bland. inside the 10-yard line. It'll be first down and goal for the Bears.
First down and goal for Sylvan Hills with under 5 minutes to go. And now
Let's see
with
if-
the Bears being in the red zone, we got to flash back a little bit to the blocked extra point. The last time Lakeside was able to get it into the end zone. So the Rams only lead by 6. So Sylvan Hills with a chance here if they score to take the lead with an extra point.
Let's see if this Lakeside defense can hold up.
Washington has Porter behind him. And a timeout is called by the Bears.
Sylvan Hills will be charged with the second timeout of the half.
And now for another word from Relyance Bank. We're back live. Sylvan Hills has it first and goal from the 9. Lakeside trying to get a big stop here defensively, clinging to a 6-point lead.
The first and goal for the Bears.
Here's Washington. Scrambles and is into the end zone. Wonderful job over there by Jordan Washington. Saw no one was open. Ran right through the middle. And that's a Bears touchdown. So Sylvan Hills with a chance to take the lead with this extra point. Tito Mendoza. Keelan Fleming there nearly got a hand on it. Flags fly. The extra point is good. We'll check the flag.
Extra point attempt is good, but there's a flag on the field.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker on the Lakeside.
Called against Lakeside.
What is the consequence for roughing the kicker, Brett?
It's a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff, so
well, let's just hope the Lakeside can run this one back in the end zone.
Lakeside now trails by 1, 28-27. We've seen some pretty crazy finishes here at J.W. Chick Austin Field, and we could be in for another one here tonight. Sure setting up to look that way.
Sylvan Hills will be kicking off from Lakeside 45.
Kickoff goes out of the end zone for a touchback.
And the point is good.
Lakeside will take possession at their own 20-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Rams.
Keelan Bland on the near side of the...
First down for Lakeside. Alexander high snap, hands it off to Swanson.
That's
He
number
moves close to the
35,
25-yard
Bruce
line.
Watson on the carry for the Rams. Making the stop for the Bears, number 75, Keelan Stanley. Gain of 4 on the play, brings up second down and 6 for Lakeside.
Second and 6 here to go.
Gain of 4 on first down for Swanson. Here's Alexander. It's Swanson again. This time on second down, and he motors forward.
That's number 35 to Bruce Watson on the carry for the Rams.
He'll pick up the first down easily and move the chains down to about the 35-yard line.
That's good enough for another Lakeside Ram.
Here's another look. Swanson just running right through those arm tackles like they're nothing. Under 4 minutes to play. Alexander looks, throws, incomplete, out off the hands of Dean.
Almost intercepted by number 2 of Sylvan Hills.
Nearly intercepted again.
Brings up second down and 10 for the Rams.
Dean usually very sure-handed. You see him shaking his head there. He's not used to dropping those. Second down. Here's Alexander. Looks, throws, complete. That's Torrin Davis.
Number 12, Fisher Alexander's pass is complete. And number 4, Torrin Davis.
See, Brett, this is a very crucial drive for Lakeside. They're going to have to, they're trailing by 1 point right now.
Lakeside trailing by 1, trying to run this clock so they don't have to give the ball back to Sylvan Hills, but they also are trailing in this game, so they want to be able to put points on the board. Under 3 to go. Swanson takes the direct snap, runs around the left side, still pushing forward. It's going to be close, but I think he got it. That spot says he did, and yes, sir, he did. First down for Lakeside.
That's good enough for another Lakeside Ram.
Fisher Alexander on the wide receiver on our side.
Flags fly.
Flag on the play. Offside.
It's going to be offsides on the Bears.
That moves the ball out to the 50-yard line.
So that moves the ball to midfield. And it's 1st and 5 for Lakeside.
Fisher Alexander at wide receiver on our side again.
The Rams continuing this wildcat with Swanson. He runs it again. He'll pick up a couple across midfield.
On the carry for Lakeside. Number 11 making the stop, Omari Harvey. Brings up second down and 4 to go for the Rams.
Second and 4. Swanson.
That's number 35.
Gonna get there.
On the carry again for Lakeside.
Rams continuing to try to pound the ball with Swanson, but Sylvan Hills is starting to figure it out, and they're stopping Swanson pretty quickly here. On the last couple plays, he's got only a couple yards total. Michael James now lines up to take the snap with Swanson next to him. James takes it. He runs to the right. He's spun down, and he's going to be short.
That's number 39, Michael James, carrying the ball for Lakeside.
Timeout Lakeside as fourth down comes up. Very interesting spot on the field here, Garrett.
1 minute to go in the ball game.
But with only a minute to go, Lakeside will have to go for it. Lakeside still has a timeout left, but if Lakeside cannot convert the first down here, the game's virtually over. Sylvan Hills can take a couple knees and run this clock out. Lakeside only has a timeout left.
As well as our new feature, Rams Senior Spotlight, sponsored by Coach McBride.
We'll take another look here as on the replay, James takes it to the right, and he's definitely a little bit short. Not by much, but it brings up fourth down.
As you can see, everybody at this game is just on the edge of their seats. 1 minute left to go in the game, trailing by one. We need to get this fourth down conversion right here. 4th and 1. This is probably one of the biggest plays in the game tonight.
This will be the biggest play of the game so far. Lakeside going to send out that Wildcat formation. Alexander's on the sideline. He can only watch as his team tries to convert on fourth down. Alexander leaning on his knees over there on the sideline. Swanson has it. He takes it. He runs it. Swanson got it.
Picked up.
He got it. First down, but that will stop the clock momentarily, but Lakeside's got to hurry up and get up there. Alexander comes back in. Lakeside quickly trying to get up to the ball as this clock starts running. Less than a minute to go. Alexander drops back, throws it deep for Bland. He's got him. He makes the grab inside the 10-yard line and out of bounds.
What an amazing play by Bland right there.
Really good throw by Alex. Really good throw by Alexander. First and goal Lakeside inside the 10-yard line.
Lakeside sure didn't need that one.
The Rams take a shot on first down, and it pays off.
You can just hear the crowd roaring right now.
First and 10. Whistles blow. Timeout, Sylvan Hills. So we'll take another look at the play to Bland during the timeout. Alexander with a beautiful ball.
Soars that ball right through the air.
Bland definitely has a couple steps, makes a nice grab, stays in bounds. Out of bounds at the 9-yard line. 45 seconds to go. Lakeside very much in range of Philip Gale if it were to come to that. But Lakeside has missed a field goal, missed an extra point, and had an extra point blocked tonight. So how much do you trust the kicking game at this point is up for debate. But Lakeside, for the time being, is going to try to get this one in the end zone. There's Gale on the sideline. Could possibly see an opportunity. But it's first and goal at the 9. Four wide receivers. Swanson to the left. Alexander looks. Screen nearly intercepted. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Did Lakeside dodge a bullet there? Sylvan Hills nearly winning the game, surely with an interception. Alexander, they're trying to set up the screen here. But the ball's just deflected. Alexander didn't get it high enough to float it over the head of the Sylvan Hills defender. Second and goal. Play clock's at 2. It's at 1, and Lakeside has to call their last timeout.
Timeout in the field. Lakeside has been charged their final timeout of the half.
So, final timeout of the game for Lakeside with 40 seconds to go. It's second and goal after the incompletion. There's National Park College, one of our sponsors for tonight's game. And our title sponsor also is Relyance Bank. Here we go. Second and goal.
40 seconds left in this game.
Alexander gives it to Swanson. Inside the 5, muscles it down, close to the goal line. Lakeside does not have any timeouts. They got to get up to the line. Less than 30 seconds to play. And Alexander spikes it with 21 seconds remaining.
Alexander downs the ball.
So Alexander spikes it on third down, and it's now fourth down. And Lakeside is going to bring on Phillip Gale. Gale with an opportunity. Lakeside trails by 1. Gale with an opportunity to give the Rams the lead with 21 seconds to go. Dean will once again be the holder. Skaggs will snap it. Gale from the left hash. Kick is up, and it's blocked again. The ball being pitched around, but Sylvan Hills falls on it, and they are going to hang on. Wow. Second kick tonight we've seen been blocked. And I'll tell you what, Garrett, there was really no chance of that kick going up. There was 2 or 3 Sylvan Hills defenders right there, almost as Dean caught the snap. We'll take another look at it. And Dean has the snap, and there's just no way that kick is gonna be good. Yeah, there's at least 3 or 4 Sylvan Hills defenders right there. There is a flag, probably going to be some sort of celebration penalty on Sylvan Hills as their entire team was out on the field. But the Bears will take a knee here, surely, and hang on to win. Although, some crazy things have happened, Garrett, but And it is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Sylvan Hills. So here comes Jordan Washington. And as long as he can handle the snap and go down to a knee, Sylvan Hills is going to win this ball game. Lakeside with plenty of opportunities, but couldn't convert.
And have the ball first down and 10.
Lakeside cannot stop the clock. They are out of timeouts. Washington takes a snap, takes a knee, and that's the ball game. The clock will tick down to 0. Sylvan Hills celebrates. They will move to 2-0, and Lakeside will drop to 0-2.
Lakeside 27, Sylvan Hills 28.
Tough one in the home opener. Lakeside had the lead a lot during this game, but Sylvan Hills made enough plays down the stretch to win the ball game. (28-27) is our final. The Bears win it. Rams will travel to Malvern next Friday night to take on the Leopards in a non-conference game. Garrett, any final thoughts?
I think the PAT attempt was the wrong decision. I think the Priest-Swanson could have easily ran it in for a touchdown. I think Coach McBride was just afraid that the clock was going to run down if they had not made the touchdown, and that they wouldn't have the chance